Kent Hughes, in one of the first press conferences after Juraj Slafkovsky was drafted, I think I remember him saying that he would like to see Juraj Slafkovsky play in North America for his first year as a pro. So I offer you this question. Where do you think Juraj will start next season? In the American Hockey League or in the National Hockey League?
He'll get his 9 games in the NHL unless he really, really struggles. Then he'll get fewer. But I think the Canadiens want to see what he does against the top quality competition of men after he excelled so much against men in the international competition. If he starts scoring right away, then, you know, all bets are off. But I assume that he'll end up playing in the American Hockey League for 2 reasons. One, as much as he progressed last year, he did struggle in the Liga overall, producing. And also, number 2, it just makes financial sense for him to have AHL time. That contract can slide for 2 years until he turns 20. So you get 2 extra years of control where he's super cheap, and you're not wasting those cheap years for Slafkovsky in years where you're not competitive. So if they can have him develop in the AHL for 2 years, turns 20, all of a sudden he's great as a rookie at 20 years old, when the Canadiens are actually ready to start building something to go at least compete for the playoffs. You got 3 years now where he's still on that entry-level contract. That's perfection. That's the perfect situation.
I'd be shocked if he doesn't start in the NHL. I think that he's going to start with Suzuki and Caulfield. The day before the draft, when I interviewed Slafkovsky, and I asked, why he thinks the Canadiens should draft him number 1. He said, because I can fit on a line with Suzuki and Caulfield and help them score goals. So I think I'd be shocked if that doesn't happen. He'd have to really flame out at training camp. He's physically ready to play in the NHL. Mentally, he's not your typical 18-year-old. He's mature physically, he's mature mentally. And I think the best case scenario for the Canadiens going into, I think they'd love to see him go on that line and succeed and stay. I mean, I know you talked about the contract, make very good sense, Andrew, about trying to save it. But if he's ready to play and he can play with those 2 guys, and the longer they can play together, the more chemistry they're going to develop. I think they would like to see him start on that line and stay on that line. But you're right, Andrew, if it's not working, 7, 8, they have that 9-game window. If it's not working, I can see them sending him back to Laval. Can't use this at all, and we're going to do whatever's best for our players in their development. So I think going into the season, I think the best thing is to have him develop chemistry with Caulfield and Suzuki. If it's not there, then they'll send him back to Laval.
And let's see how he handles himself. Give him a chance to play the North American game against the North American NHL players, where it's a whole different game for a lot of these guys that have been in Europe. So he's a young guy. Yes, he's big, he's strong. There's going to be a lot of pressure on this kid to see how well that he can adapt to the game over here in North America. We're hoping that it obviously comes sooner than later. But listen, 18 years old, lots of time. I'm quite sure that the management group have a real good feel on what they need to do to put these young kids in the right environment. And what's the worst case scenario, that he goes and plays in the American League and in Laval and does a great job in figuring out how to play the game here. And nothing but upside with this kid. No rush for him. Let's let him dictate how his development is going to progress, and then management will address it and take care of it. And I'm sure they're going to handle him in a much better way than what they've handled in previous guys.
You talk about financial sense, Andrew. If he starts playing some games in the American Hockey League, imagine what Place Bell up in Laval is going to look like, and how much tickets they're going to sell with the fact that they can say Juraj Slafkovsky is going to be playing some games with them. That's money coming in.
It's not like back in the day where you get sent down to Hamilton, right? You go to Place Bell and there's still a great atmosphere. It's like Bell Center Part 2 out there. So I think that'd be an interesting spot for him. But like Stu and Rick said, the control is really in Slafkovsky's hands. If he comes in and scores 5 goals in his first 9 games, I don't think he's going anywhere.
Nope, absolutely not. We'll have to wait and see, though. Rick has it right. The Canadiens can't afford to rush a player like Juraj Slafkovsky, even if he is the number 1 overall pick in his draft class. Subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out show on YouTube. Subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out newsletter, MontrealGazette.com/newsletters, and visit HockeyInsideOut.com for more episodes. We will be back. Well, I won't, but the show will be back in September. Bye, guys.